Yeah, it's a very important
Like,
question. It's a very valid and important question, and I do contemplate it. Um, so I don't have doubt in that sense. I just contemplate and approach it with a kind of method, which is to speak to only those who ask and to be
mm,
as truthful and direct as I can. And if you don't like it or are not interested, you probably won't come back. Or the balance of how much it is wanted will adjust itself. And also, obviously, to be very, very, when I say direct, it's I do talk about the fear and the pain involved. To not present it in a
mhm,
biased way, which I think a lot of teachers do, and not
mhm.
for any bad intentions. It's just it's sometimes hard to talk about certain things, and one might have the approach of creating enthusiasm, and I know that in myself as well, to inspire and to motivate. It's always this balance. That's more like the art form of speaking, but I only speak about this to those who ask, and by joining this Zoom, I assume I take that as an ask. By asking a question, then it's more specific, but otherwise, I don't speak of this, or I don't. Um, even if I'm in a spiritual group that is not asking me, I don't speak of it, which I think you know what I'm referring to. But with relatives or friends, I only really I reserve just the authenticity of saying what I think is relevant for the moment. So we just had a lot of family members visit, and I spoke my truth, but only when it was around certain dynamics that I needed to or felt the need to intervene. But I'm not trying to point or guide anybody to any form of awakening unless they ask. And one could ask, one person could ask me once and not ask me again, and so, or they could keep asking, and then it's just the art form of how skillful I am, and that's an art and it's a learning that I think has no end. Yeah, or they're not wanting to go there. I often ask, maybe not in this group, but because I take the person here more like wanting a 10 out of 10 in the answer, I do still have to read kind of where the person's at and what's kind of the next thing into it and read. But to other people who are more just social connections or family, when they ask, I often say, like, how direct do you want me to be, kind of from 1 to 10? Like, how much truth? They would tell me a
Sometimes.
number like 6. Oh, yeah. Because they've already been burned by by asking me and hearing my 10, because it's often around challenges they're having and situations that are difficult, scary, painful. And I also have to even, I get asked a 10 and I could read like it's not a real 10. Yeah, or they have no idea what it is. Like, in that sense, I have doubt in that I don't know how useful I am, or in any moment I don't know what could be best or what could work more, or if I'm erring in one way or another. In that sense, I do. It's constant doubt. It's constant not knowing. It's not. There's never any kind of certainty. I do have a certainty about what I'm speaking of, in the sense that I have a certainty that I am, and I have a certainty that that's the only thing I know, and that everything else I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I have a certainty that I have no idea what I am, and that I can't have any idea of what I am. No regret. Freedom, bliss, joy. Ah. It was more like, why did I take so long to put this? It's 99.9%. Why did I resist this so much? And at the same time, a complete understanding of why I did. But the understanding of why I resisted it unnecessarily. Hope in this is poison. It's only hope in what you can imagine, which is illusion. But it is worth it. But it's not what you imagine. You cannot imagine it. You cannot. And it's this. It's here now. It's that. It's this. That's the joke. It's nothing other than exactly this. All of this right now. The only difference is like, this isn't it, to this is it. The loss. I don't know. I don't remember. He talked about the being troubled. greatly troubled. Well, he used that metaphor a lot, but I think it has a lot of other connotations. But the being disturbed, troubled. I don't know what the original. The thing is, like Jesus, what the words we have aren't from his language. The first texts we have from Jesus are Greek, and he spoke in Aramaic. So we don't actually know the original words. It's what was passed down uh, verbally, and it was written by people who are actually anonymous. We don't know who they were. We were named Matthew, da da da, but the first writings were several decades after he had passed, and they were in Greek. The original first were Greek. Um, so we don't really know exactly the words, and it matters. It matters the connotation of the language, right? So gotta take gotta take it with a grain of salt. But he did speak of the disturbing nature of the awakening.